It is day 11 of Veda, and great acoustics in here. Piesu Domine, dona eis requiem. Here's a video that has nothing to do with food, believe it or not. Well, I just finished watching Star Wars Episode 7. No, it's not The Force Unleashed. It's, maybe it'll tell, The Force Awakens. There we go. And, well, it wasn't too crowded. Partially because I was in a... Hold on, I'm gonna go across the street and get a decent shot of this place.
There, can you see it? Kind of. It says, theater with an R-E on top there. That is the Roland Theater, the historic Roland Theater. It is a national historical landmark, which is why they only had one showing of this movie and probably don't have to actually run it. Wait, can you see there? You see it says... Yep. There we go. The Roland Theater with an R-E and a plaque about how it's something important.
I'm warning you that there will be spoilers. That's why it's called a spoiler warning. Ow.
Yeah, so I shot that back on December 22nd of, obviously, 2015, and I had planned to shoot more, an actual review, and I forgot. Well, it was kind of a busy time, even before my right eye suddenly went blood. So far, this is the only merchandise I've bought, basically because I wanted to encourage them now that they were finally making Rey figures, because it looked for a while like they weren't. I think I might have already done and posted a video about buying this, but also like to get a radio-controlled BB-8, but yeah, there are other things I need. Not to mention a lot of things I want. At any rate, I enjoyed the film. I basically just have 3 complaints about it. In order, first of all, it's kind of confusing. Is the Resistance, I guess, is its own thing? They're working with the New Republic, but they're not really part of the New Republic. Actually, I think Doug and Rob Walker theorized that they might be a junta that is working with the... kind of weird, the junta are the good guys. Weren't they usually the bad guys? I don't know. Second thing that bothers me is that there's a lot like A New Hope. I mean, very, very similar. And depending on what Episode 8 is like, those two might change position. If Episode 8 is very similar to Empire, then number 2 will move to number 1. There is one thing. With both the prequel trilogy and now the sequel trilogy, unlike the original trilogy, the first film is very definitely the first part of a story, and there's a lot of stuff left unanswered that you really want and need to know the answer to, whereas the original trilogy, the first film, it was open-ended, but it was also a complete story unto itself. There's some stuff you might have liked to have known as well, but you didn't need to know it. You didn't really desire to know it. Is that an additional complaint? I guess. And the number 3 least complaint is, how do you pronounce the name of the desert planet? I mean, they've heard Jakku, Jakku, and Jakku. Of course, look at the original trilogy. Tatooine wasn't mentioned by name until right at the end of Empire, where Luke pronounced it Tatooine. And then the next time... Did they pronounce it as Tatooine at all? Did they actually... I mean, it was in the scroll, but I don't know if it was in the dialogue. I don't think it was actually pronounced Tatooine in the dialogue until the prequel trilogy. Consistency, people! This is not dubbed anime. Actually, that's a reason I hate dubbed anime. Not the only reason, but it's one of them. You knew I'd find a way to turn this around to anime, didn't you? My leg kind of hurts. Maybe I shouldn't be standing like this. Oh, a couple of things I forgot to mention, and I'm sitting down now, so it should be less uncomfortable, although I'm holding the camera in my hand, so that could hurt, and also sorry about the shakiness that will inevitably follow. Anyway, there were some positive things I wanted to praise the film for. One of them is they didn't do the liar revealed. I was always afraid that, Rey's gonna find out that Finn was a stormtrooper and she's gonna automatically hate him and not trust him again, and he'll have to do some kind of scene where he can regain her trust. Nope. Poe puts in a good word for it, and she has really no trouble with it, which is great. The other thing is that Kylo turned on Han all by himself. He wasn't almost convinced, and then there was something, maybe even something done by the heroes that accidentally turns the tide and makes Kylo definitely choose the side of evil or the dark side, whatever. Dark and evil are synonymous in the Star Wars universe, at least when talking about the Force. They didn't do that. It's like, come on, son, be good. No, stab, 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 stab. It's not like, yeah, you're right, whoa, something distracting, which makes me change my mind. Stab, 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 stab. Yeah, my arm hurts. I keep getting body parts hurting. It seems to be a theme for today's video. Ow, my nose.